Hey y'all, hey, it's a new episode of Bonafide, her podcast featuring fitness influencer, trainer, and former NCAA hooper Taylor Hall. Hey girl, hey!
Hey. Okay, wait, I'm back. I'm so excited to be here right now. Ash, I'm just so
Yay!
excited.
It feels like a reunion, doesn't
Yes, it does. I know it does.
it? Girl, it's been a long time.
No, literally, it's been forever. I don't even know. Time flies. I can't believe it's by the end of the year already, but what, 6 months ago since we talked? Seriously.
Yes, girl, but you know what it is? Time flies by when you're busy at having fun or a mixture of both.
True. True.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Miss Taylor, let's get it started. So, can you explain how you got to where you are right now from your journey?
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Ash, for having me on. Um, Me and Ash used to do a podcast together. It was called She Is Serious. And so we met over Instagram. I want to say January maybe of 2023?
I
Or was
think
it
so.
earlier?
It feels like earlier for some reason
Maybe it was earlier. Maybe it was before the new year. We met, I guess, maybe like a year ago, I guess.
because
Um,
it was way before your senior night.
it was. Yeah, so maybe we met like a year ago and we did our podcast together, which was super dope. I think what do we have over 25 episodes maybe, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And anyways, like due to me graduating, moving, it was in my best interest to step away from the podcast game at the moment, and kind of pursue my industry in the fitness arena. And Ash, you have balled out and done so amazing with your podcast, and everything I've been seeing you do is super dope and awesome, and this platform that you have and that you've created. So I'm so glad that you've been continuing to shine the light on females and female athletes. It's super awesome to see what you're doing. So that's what I want to say first of all. And
Oh, thank
yeah, so
you.
it's been super awesome. And I also think that podcast, starting that with you, that really helped me gain confidence. Just networking and speaking to others, and just being in front of a camera, talking and asking questions. That was such a great learning thing for us both. So that was just really cool to kind of kick that off. And so yeah, okay, so going on to answer your question, how did I get to where I am now? So I'm living I'm living in Beverly Hills area. It's craziness. But I was an athlete my whole life. Played college basketball, graduated from Biola, I guess 7 months now, and January, February, March, April, May. I don't even know. I graduated in May 2023. Got the opportunity to move out here, and I had gotten my certification to become a personal trainer. And I just knew my heart has always been in fitness, especially since I tore my ACL. I really never liked to be in the gym at all before that. And I kind of fell in love with the process of just seeing my leg go from nothing to something amazing through getting in the gym, doing some training, doing weightlifting, just gaining athleticism that I never thought was possible before. So it was really cool to see how my body could adapt and grow. And it's brought so much joy to my life, not only physically but mentally, emotionally, everything. And so my goal now as a trainer is to have that feeling that I feel through fitness, and reach other people through that, because fitness is meant to be fun and there's so many amazing things about it. And that's what I do now. I just make fitness fun for everybody. And I started a women only workout here. So it's just been really cool. And my niche has been a women audience, kind of just our She Is Serious was
Mm-hmm.
female audience. Females are dope. We've been dope. So we're just trying to teach other people that that we're dope. So that's it. That's basically it.
Yes, because girl, I remember you would. I every time we you're like, hey, girly pops. And I was like, oh, that was always your thing. I was like, girly pops. I was like, hey. And so how
Right.
did and it went you're saying turned into now a brand. How are you able to build the girly pop brand as well as train with Tay?
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally that's the reason I called it my Girly Pops workout. Or I started calling it my Girly Pops because literally I said that all the time. That was just my thing. hey, girly pop. And so it just caught on because I would everyone call everybody that. So I'm like, I might as well just call my workout that. And a couple of friends actually wanted me to start this because they don't feel comfortable going onto the gym floor, lifting weights. It's like a very just unknown kind of area for a lot of girls. And so some of the friends that I had met out here approached me and were like, hey, you're a trainer, like I need to be trained, but I don't feel comfortable and I can't like afford. I work at Equinox as a personal trainer, and the membership is quite expensive. So it's like hard for girls to afford that. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just start doing a workout like for free in the park, whatever. If you guys want to show up, show up. So I started that in like right after I moved here, probably like 3 or 4 weeks into moving here. So every Saturday we'd gather in the park, and it was like a free thing at first, and it started growing. And I didn't want to charge for it at all. I just want to be like a free thing. But I got some advice, and like if you don't charge for these services, like you're gonna get burnt out, and you just want to make sure like it's something that you can continue to do on a regular basis. So I started charging just like a super cheap amount, like it's $15 a class every Saturday, and it is the coolest thing. It's women only, so no girl feels like intimidated going out there. It's like a community together. You're working hard, getting stronger, and also just like showing the strength of girls because we are so strong, and it's really cool what we can do when we're part of a team, part of a community. And I think I've always had built-in friends being an athlete, right? Like going on a team, I always had like, okay, those are my friends. But out here, like it was different. I went into an unknown environment, unknown situation. So I didn't have a team. I didn't have built-in friends, and a lot of people out here moved to LA and they don't have that sense of community or a teammates or camaraderie. They don't have built-in friends, but it's really cool to see like these girls that have been showing up consistently over these past few months on these Saturdays. Now they're like the tightest of friends because when you go through that shared suffering, right, you're automatically like bonded to another person more than you were if you're just maybe have a couple shared interests, or you just meet each other. So it's like it's more than a workout, and it's just like it's awesome. And outside of that, just being a trainer and just seeing like the impact that fitness has made in people's lives is so cool, like so fulfilling. I am genuinely just like so happy, like literally it's really cool.
Girl, you look happy. The glow is real. Like
Thank
the
you.
glow.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, thanks.
So can you explain to the audience what you had an event last week? What was that about? Like what was that about, and like how has that like just really resonated and helped the women in the community that you have like built relationships with so far?
Yeah, so same thing. It was my GirlyPops second event. So my first event happened because my best friend from high school came out here to visit me, and I had one of my Saturday morning workouts, and she's like, Tay, this is cool, but this could be way bigger. So at the time, like I was having girls bring their own mats, like it was just me, gathering together, and it wasn't really like an official thing. And she was like, what if we do this? We do this event, like whatever. So we kind of did a relaunch event in October. And so we had vendors there, and we had a workout with some giveaways, prizes, and stuff. And the whole point of that was to just kind of be like, hey guys, we're here every Saturday. The GirlyPops are here. It's a woman only community. Like we're here to uplift one another. And I just want to bring like small vendors and small businesses around the area to the event so that they're able to like sell and promote their product to this fitness community. And the goal is to just grow along one side another. So that was like my initial goal of that event. And I was like, why don't we just do these every other month? So now we're going to have these events, these GirlyPop workout events every other month with the vendors and the giveaways and the prizes, like a big thing. Like every weekend we just do like the workout together, but these events are just much bigger. So yeah, we had a lot more vendors. We had a lot more girls. I'm going to be posting the video later on of the event. It was so dope, Ash. It was so dope. Like it just like, I don't know, like people's view of fitness is different, I think, after this event. I just, anyways, it's part of the GirlyPops, but it's just on a bigger stage. And then bringing in some other local brands and businesses to be a part of the community as well.
Hey, community. Slay.
Community.
Slay today would say, hey.
Literally, hey.
So do you feel like you mentioned how like some women when it comes to fitness in the gym, like there's times they feel uncomfortable working out.
Yeah,
Do you think that's like in a way that's been like an issue for women when they work out in the gym, especially like I know there's some, there's been some issues where say they work out in the gym and they get stares from like their male counterparts looking at them. Like, do you think that's still a huge issue in today's society?
for sure, Ash. And I honestly didn't realize that because being an athlete my whole life, literally, I started off as a young child in the gym. So I've never felt nerves ever walking onto a gym floor. Like I've always lifted weights, I've always just been comfortable in that environment. But for a lot of girls, that has never been a thing. I think strong just became a cool thing for girls. It's been a lot of times just skinny or like girls don't know how to lift because that was never something that was taught. That was never something that was implemented into their life, like at all. And yeah, no matter what, right? We always work out different when there's guys because females want to look good for guys. Like that's just a natural thing that happens. Again, going back to why I started the women only workout so that girls can feel comfortable and just work their hardest without feeling like they have eyes on them. And regardless, like honestly, no one, even though we feel, because girls, women, we overthink everything, so we always feel like there's eyes on us, like no matter what. But for the
Mhm.
most part, yes, there's some creeper guys, right? Or there's some weirdo guys that will look at you like, okay, that is just how it is. But most of the time, they're not even doing good form. So like, I always tell my girls, I'm like, hey, if you really look at them in the gym, like they don't even know what they're doing. And most of the time, they're not even looking at you anyways. Maybe if they're creepers, but they're not looking at you because they're so in the zone and focused on themselves and how they look in the mirror. Like when they're doing those bicep curls, like looking to the side, like, yeah, I look really good. They're mostly looking at themselves, not even focused. So it's like, it's just kind of building that comfortability and more familiarity with how to lift, because and also going off that, not just the eyes, but like if you don't know how to do something and you're walking into a gym with a bunch of people, it's overwhelming and there's so much equipment and you don't know what to do. That's like where I'm here, where other trainers are here to help guide you. And like eventually our goal is to just have you be so confident and comfortable out there and knowing what to do in the gym with like a specific program, that you don't feel intimidated and that you're confident with those things because we've introduced you to different movements with your body. So it definitely is a thing. It's becoming less and less of a thing, but it's very prevalent, very prevalent. Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed too, like it's just, you know, and it's the same with guys too. Guys, have you seen like those videos where say a girl that plays ball, like they about to shoot around and the guys they see a girl play, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta show off. And like, see, it's like almost the
Yes.
same thing. So, but my question for you is too, like I noticed lately, I noticed you post like you're very open about correct me if I'm wrong, body dysmorphia, I think.
Yes. Yep.
So, can you explain what body dysmorphia is and like what kind of inspired you to open up about your journey with that?
For sure. No, and I was even going through this too, Ash. I don't know if you have noticed, like, even in my face, like a change in my face too, since we started, like, once we first met doing our podcast together. But like, I had major body dysmorphia as a college athlete. And I know that a lot of girls go through this too because, um, girls, again, we overthink everything, comparing ourselves to everybody else, right? So, like, especially as an athlete, um, I started posting. I was never a social media girly at all. I started posting on social media when I was very skinny, very underweight during playing college basketball. And I got a lot of feedback, and it was like, good. It was like, oh, wow, you look so great. Wow. Like, because, again, skinny is like encouraged, which is not a good thing. But I was like, oh, wow, I look really good and blah, blah. Like, but I'm playing college basketball. I'm eating a lot, I thought, but I was eating like rice cakes. I'm not feeling my body properly. I would look in the mirror at myself and really seriously think, like, this is how like my brain thought. I was like, wow, I look so amazing. I'm so strong. Even though I was just skin and bones. And of course you could see every single muscle, every single vein in my body because I was like 5% body fat. Like my body fat percentage was so low. And I don't even know how I function on that. The human body is amazing. The human body is literally amazing. But yeah, I had a really bad issue. I did not have a good relationship with food at all. I don't have a good relationship with exercise. I was over exercising, under eating, and then I also thought like my body looked great. And then now I will look back at photos like, Taylor, this is insane. Like I just can't even believe that I thought I looked good. And it's taken me, it's not an overnight fix, but it took one person in my life, my mentor, her name was Jackie Dunn. I went to this place called Move in Arizona, and Jackie and Chad uh, actually made me fall in love with fitness in the first place, because that was where I did my ACL rehab, when I tore my ACL a couple times, and taught me a ton about the body, taught me a ton about fitness. But I went in there and they hadn't seen me for 6 months, and I literally had lost probably like 30 pounds or 20 pounds, like a ridiculous amount in a short amount of time. And they were like, and Jackie was like, Taylor, you're like not allowed back in here. Like you look like shit. And my parents would tell me all the time. Like I was told, like literally, I was told. I posted before. Like I was told by my dad that I looked like I was in a concentration camp. Like I was from Auschwitz. Like literally, like I was told this stuff, and I was so mad at the time because it was just like so rude and like, just what's the word? Just detrimental, like to my mental and like emotional. I was
Oh,
just like, so it was so like sad, right? But then, I realized that they didn't know how else to word it except for like, yeah, Taylor, you're gonna die soon if you don't switch things around. So for some reason, like, anything your parents say sometimes it doesn't really process in you. But when Jackie told me this, I was like, okay, I have to make a change. So that's when I first posted about like, hey, I'm gonna make a change with my body. Um, and so like I had put it out there on social media, and whenever I put anything out there into the universe, into the world, or if I tell other people about my goals and my aspirations, then I'm going to make it happen. So I knew like if I put it out there, I had to make a change because there's no other way around it. Like people are out in the world watching me. So if I just put this out there and I don't make a change, then that's going to be an issue. So it took me a long time, but I started to like shift my mindset to food is fuel. So just fuel your body if you're hungry, um, and stop over exercising. Like, why do you need to wake up and run sprints before basketball practice and then shoot an hour extra after? Like, you're overworking your body to a point where it is breaking down. And you don't, and the reason that you're not out on the court is because you're too skinny, you're getting pushed around. Like, all of this stuff played into it, right? And um, I had to really shift my mindset, and it took a long time. But I think that initial post, like whatever it was, maybe a year and a half ago, just really kind of boosted that. And now it's gone to like, I'm more comfortable posting that. And I feel like a lot of girls I talk to, especially out here in LA, everybody is just like so perfect, so perfect. But really what's going on right inside the brain, inside the body, and um, just making sure that you're happy. Because I know like right now, okay, maybe I don't have as a visible six pack, but no, who cares why? Like I'm so much healthier, I'm so much happier. Um, so it's just important to like make a shift in that mindset. And I think it's really hard for a lot of people. So I'm just trying to be more and more vulnerable and just sharing my story to help other people, maybe open up as well who've gone through similar things.
for sure. Cause it's just a lot. You see a lot. And I would have never, honestly, I've never heard of body dysmorphia until like previous because of you. Cause I was like, I have never heard of it. I just like never understood it or anything because it was never
Yeah.
introduced.
Yeah.
So,
And it's so silly. It literally so like I look at back at it now and I'm just like, this is so crazy. Like I seriously thought I looked good. But I'm like, whoa, I look terrible.
oh, but what would you say if you had to tell your younger self that, that wants, what would you tell your younger self, what to expect in the future, especially if they want to get into the fitness world?
I would say, man, your experiences are going to shape who you are. So no matter what you're going through it for a reason. Like, dang, it really sucked to tear my ACL 2 times. It sucked. I was like, why is this happening to me? Now I know. Like, literally, now I know, because all that taught me was so much about my body, so much about how the body worked, how the mind worked, how to mentally overcome things, how to physically adapt and change. And I learned so much about my body through that. So, like, that made me fall in love with fitness, and here I am now pursuing my career in the fitness industry. Um, through body dysmorphia, through my eating disorder, through overworking, over exercising myself, like I'm so much of a stronger person now because of it. Like that sucked during the time. Like you never know. Like all my health took a toll for the worse, but I'm glad that I went through that, right? Because like now I'm able to learn and to also relate to other girls, and it's been helping me in this industry. So I think that I would tell myself that embrace the suck because it is happening for a reason. Like literally everything, there's a purpose behind it all, and God will guide you through it because you have the strength. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I felt that. I felt that for sure. Um, and you mentioned I I did not know you tore you did tell me you tore like your ACL twice, but I didn't know how severe it was. So, and I've heard like I know my sister tore her ACL, and I've always wondered like did when you tear like an ACL, does it kind of change your mindset like how you walk or run or how you live your life day by day because of
Yeah, it did at first, because like you lose so much, your muscles atrophy like so quickly, and so you have to learn how to reuse those muscles. Like my glutes, I had like dead glute syndrome, right? They wouldn't turn on, so I had to learn how to fire up those puppies again. Yeah, I had to learn
this
how to re-walk again. So all that stuff from the beginning, like you have to relearn how to train your body. So it definitely makes you think more when you're going through the rehab process about every single step that you take, every single motion that you do. But then through practice, through repetition, through getting that strength back, and then especially after a year being on it and playing college hoops, it's like your fear goes away, but it is that initial fear. It's just like with anything, like with when you sprain your ankle and you feel like a little tiny tweak, and then every step you take, you're just being super tender on that foot, and you kind of have to relearn how to not overcompensate on your other leg. So yeah, it's difficult at first, but it's definitely, like I said, like it's a learning process, but it's all about the process, not the destination, I think a lot of times. So just enjoying the process is really important.
yes, because it's just I've like the recovery. It sounds like the recovery, like everything has to. It takes time, and then like the estimated time of recovery, it takes like how what were you able to, what were when you experienced the recovery, when you recovered, what did you like do to like kind of keep yourself busy from like not thinking the worst of like, oh my gosh, when am I gonna come back and stuff? Like what were your stuff that you do?
Um, it was like, especially during my first one, all I was thinking about was like, all right, let's hurry up and get back to basketball. So like every day I was like, I'm gonna get stronger to play basketball, I'm gonna get better because of basketball, like it got season coming up, all this stuff. That's what kept me going, honestly, was like, I'm gonna get back to the court. I'm just gonna get back to the court. I just kept that like at the forefront of my mind. Like, I need to get back to the way I played before. Um, so just making one step in the right direction every day, like literally getting 1% better at something, whether that was stability, whether that was strength or body awareness, whatever it was for that day, I was going to get 1% better. Same thing with the second recovery. I mean, the second recovery was much harder because I was like, I literally just went through this because I tore it 12 months after I had torn my first one. So literally back to back. And I was like, I literally went through this rehab process. It was so hard mentally to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go through straight leg raises again. I have to do all this stuff starting from the beginning. Like, um, and I just was saying poor me all the time. What helped me was being surrounded. And this is why I think camaraderie and being a part of like a community that's bigger than yourself is so, so important because it's hard to do things alone. It's so much easier to do things together, part of a team. And so I saw people in my rehab facility every single day, like that were way worse than me, like people that had been paralyzed, that were supposed to never be able to walk again. They were walking, they were doing these things. I was like, if they can do it, like I can recover from an ACL tear. So that stuff really kept me motivated. Does that answer your question?
Yes, because
Okay.
you know it's a lot of things. You be surprised how a lot of things just it's like you would think. So I would say this, like I know I'm with you on the part where you feel like you have to hurry up and like get better and stuff because that's what you want. That's what like your
Yeah.
mindset. But then you realize later on, it's like, man, I should have taken care of I should have like actually
Yep.
been serious about resting.
Yep.
And from from your perspective, do you feel like the concept of rest is just overlooked when it comes to fitness and sports?
Yes. There is like two opposite sides of the spectrum. Like people either don't want to do anything or they want to go all or nothing. It's the hardest thing is to find balance. And I literally think that this is the first time in my life over the last, I don't even know, like the last 4 months, it's finally clicked in my life. Like, Taylor, rest is good. Your body needs to rest. Because also, like, now I've been learning more about the body and kinesiology and being a trainer, just having a little bit more experience. Rest is when our body is able to recover and our muscles are able to grow. So it's like crucial. And if we don't have enough rest, oh my God, it's overlooked in athletics a ton because we just want to work, 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 work. We think, like, for me, I just knew, like, if I wasn't working, someone else is working. Someone else is going to be better than me. No, it's better to rest, to recover, to take not only a physical but mental break. Like, watching film is amazing because you're able to really like lock in and tune into something when you're not moving around. So there's not so many different actions going on at once. You're really able to focus in on that one thing at a time. And then when you're go hard for short periods of time, you can get a lot done in a short period of time. You don't need to exhaust your body and keep working and overworking it. That's when your body breaks down. That's when injury happens. That's when your physical exhaustion. That's then you're just going to want to quit. So that's what happened with me in basketball and rest. I really wish that I would have, really made sure that I rested more. And not because, you see like all those people, those motivational speakers, and it makes you want to like get motivated, get up, work, work, work. I'm like that too. I'm like, work, let's go, let's go, let's go. But it doesn't need to be like work for 10 hours a day. Like, get your hour in, get to work,
Mhm.
recover, stretch. Okay, people, stretch, ice, like all that stuff is going to help you prolong your lifetime. And ultimately, what do we want to do? We want to live long, healthy lives. So look at the long-term goals over that short term. I mean, sometimes in life we have to make, quick bursts if we're training for something, but it's like longevity is so much more important. And so rest is going to help you with longevity.
Man, that that ain't but a word. Woo! Mic drop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a mic.
Rest is overlooked, Ash. Like, especially in college, how, like, it's ridiculous. Like, we're working for so many hours, not only just in the gym, like we're in the gym all the time, but then we're getting extra shots, we're getting an extra conditioning. The practices are long, like for no reason, so inefficient. Okay, where's the work-life balance? There is none. And that's why people hate it. I've talked to so many college athletes and they're like, my
Mhm.
experience was terrible. And like, it shouldn't be like that. It's just overworking. Like, we shouldn't hate the sport because we're in there for 10 million hours a day. Like, if I was working out and like for 10 hours a day, I'm sure I would hate it too. Like,
And,
anything.
and that's why like a lot of people some people just take the fun out the sport out of some people. Like, you worked all your life of something that you love to do, and then there's always that one bad apple that wants to take the rest of the things from others.
Yeah.
So,
And like your muscles will remember too. I never like everyone's talking about like muscle memory, this and that, but I like never I was like, oh no, my muscles are going to forget if I don't shoot 1,000 million shots every single day. But no, like I literally shot a basketball last week and like made like 10 in a row for no reason. Even though I'm not practicing every day, I'm just like, how did I even go in? But it's literally muscle memory. Okay, so muscle memory, it will work. So there's just no need to just overwork yourself, really. It's just
and it,
dumb. It just goes the opposite direction.
and also like, and I know you've heard about self-care a lot lately with, with student athletes nowadays. Do you hope to see student athletes actually take care of themselves, like actually put themselves first instead of having to like just having to push themselves to where they're burnt out?
Yes, yes. Like, please take some rest. like for me, I felt like if I didn't, someone else would outwork me. Like, no, you are actually going to be smarter and you're going to have a longer career, a more successful career if you just take some time to rest, recover, and just know that you have put in the work, that you're confident that you put in the work. And I think that was the thing for me. Like I was like, oh, if I don't put in the work, I'm not going to be confident out there on the floor. Like, you know when you know. Like if you haven't put enough work, okay, maybe you haven't, right? Okay, so maybe get back to the gym. But if you have, your body's tired, your body's exhausted, maybe it's time to give it a rest. Just take a step back and you will be so amazing. Like visualize, meditate, be confident, give yourself some confidence boosters every day. Like something that's helped me become so confident. Literally, it's so silly, but I thought it was at first. It's actually helped so much. Like telling myself every morning in the mirror, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm beautiful, and repeating that 3 times, like every single day in the mirror. I did that for like a month straight, right? And then after that, I would start telling myself that. Just I would just do it like randomly because it was such a thing that I did every single morning. And now I will automatically tell myself that. Like I don't say it in the mirror anymore, but like I just am very, I just feel like so much more confident. And I think that's something that really helped is just speaking it into existence. So same thing goes with rest and recovery. Like I'm strong, I'm confident that I've had put enough work in. Um, and I have the ability to go out there and perform. And now that I'm rested, my muscles have been worked, they've recovered, like I'm ready to go. So I hope that that's something that becomes more implemented, and also with coaches too, being more efficient with the time, right? We don't need to pound on our bodies. And then if you're wondering why there's so many injuries, I mean, because there's no reason to be out there for like 3 million hours. Um, so yeah, being more efficient with the time, giving your athletes more mental break, more physical break will also help them produce more efficiently out there in the court. So maybe tap into that and see how it goes.
Yeah, because and I know you know this too, say like you would hear all of these the NCAA talk about like say there's an issue with a student athlete that committed suicide and because of mental health. And now they send out PR talking about, oh, if you need, mental health day, if you need to talk somebody, this, and it's like, you guys, this is every year. Y'all have this PR thing every year. Where's the resources that you can be able to provide where it doesn't happen like this?
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you wish to see did you hope that you wish to see that when you were in college, like that there was more resources for mental health for the student athletes?
Yes, but I also wish that, yes, for sure. And I think that there wouldn't need to be as much like resources or whatever, because like you never see this as much in high school because there is more work-life balance. If there is more work-life balance in college, like with practices not being so long and you allowed to just enjoy your college experience along with sports too, like literally practices don't need to be 3 hour long.
All right.
Like that is just so dumb. It just doesn't even make sense. Like I just know for my practices there's a lot of talking going on, like a lot of pounding the same thing over and over into the floor. Like it's going doing the opposite of help. So like if the time frame, if there was more efficiency with the film, practices, weights, conditioning, all of that, I think that there would be a lot more just mental health in general, and there wouldn't need to be like breaks for mental health, like extra, like, because again, you're doing yourself a disservice because then you're having to build yourself up through these other extra things that are taking more time. So it's like, why not just prevent that by being efficient from the beginning?
Boom. That part. That part.
Yeah.
So I know you are a huge Stephen Curry fan, ma'am, because
Yes.
I remember you got a chance to see Stephen Curry at the playoffs. Playoffs.
It was the best.
So my question is, along with him being your favorite player, who would you say is your biggest mentor in life and sports?
Life in sports, my biggest mentor. I do look up to Steph Curry a ton because of his work ethic, where he started from being so underrated and to where he is now on the top of the league. Like I didn't realize Steph Curry doesn't overwork himself and um, he takes recovery very, very seriously. He does a lot of mental training too. For some reason, all I saw was like the drills. I was like, let me just drill it in. Let me just do so many drills, so many shots. Like, it's just, anyways, he has been a huge inspiration in my life. I'd say I have two really big mentors, Sundance Wicks and Chad Dunn. So Sundance Wicks was my first ever basketball trainer, basketball coach. He was the juice man. Okay, so he always brought the juice, so much energy all the time. There's never a day where I came in there and I felt like he had bad energy. He was the best. He pushed me. He was all about being 1% better every day, not worrying about making mistakes, just like pounding that into me, like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. And I've brought that into life, like that energy. And also, like, as a trainer, as a coach, like, hey, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we're going to get better. If you don't get outside of your comfort zone, how are we ever going to grow, right? Like, we have to do things that are uncomfortable to grow in anything in life, right? So he's been a huge mentor to me. Like, that energy is just crazy. And then Chad Dunn, he was my rehab specialist. He took me through so many different things when I was going through my ACL recovery. Again, pushed me mentally, like the stuff that he would like put some crazy weight on the bar. And I was like, I never really lifted before, Ash. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You're telling me to do this after I just tore my ACL. Like, I can't. And he's like, yes, you can. So again, he taught me how the body could adapt and grow. And that was like super cool for me because it challenged my body in a different way. Also, he's always about continuous learning. So he's a big mentor for me now as a trainer, especially because that's what he is. He's a trainer. And he would go into surgery rooms and really learn about the body and dive in depth and like just know that everybody has a different journey. Everything should be personalized to the individual. And so he really taught me about that and just like um, just taking care of individuals. So like energy, taking care, like just overall. So I feel like those are my two biggest mentors, and of course my parents. Like, my parents are awesome. So, but Chad and Sundance are great.
What and you mentioned your parents. What would you say is probably the greatest thing that like they have installed to you that you utilize in both your life and your brand?
Um, they've instilled they've instilled confidence. They've instilled hard work, dedication, persistence, love, a lot of love. Um, just like they really instilled in me, if you set a goal, go accomplish it. Like, you can do it. And they've given me so many tools along the way. Like, they're the ones that took me to basketball practice every day. They're the ones that took me to like paid for all of my expenses growing up so that I didn't have to so that I had the opportunity to go to college for free. So that I had the opportunity to travel to different places, to see different things, to meet different people, to communicate with others, and to have confidence communicating with literally anybody. I've been able to meet so many people, just being an athlete and traveling through my life to different places and being part of different teams, that now I feel like so comfortable in any situation with anybody around. And that's like all thanks to them just putting me in uncomfortable situations and circumstances where like I didn't know anybody at first. And so like out here moving into LA, like I'm just so comfortable with myself and confident with speaking to anybody. So yeah, it's really
You just
awesome.
feel free.
I feel free, and I'm just like, it took me forever to realize how awesome my parents were, because I felt like a lot of times I was like, dang, they're so harsh with me. They're so like this and that. But like now I'm like, well, thank God, because I've met some other people. I'm like, why? I just don't understand like these common themes or these manners or like these things that are just seem normal to me are just not. And it's like I wouldn't have been able to know any about this except through my parents.
Hey, I hear you on that one. Like it's just you they always remind you like, "Oh, you guys think you know what you're doing, but you going years later you're going to find out we were right." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Thanks. Thanks for the reminder. We didn't want to, but thank you for the reminder."
exactly, So
So, what would you say 5 years from now would you hope to see that you actually believe to see the Train with Tay and the Girly Pop brand go?
Yeah. Okay. So in 5 years, I want to have had my first Girly Pops retreat. So my goal for that is to like make the community so big where we have enough money to just go on a retreat to a different state or country like together to kind of grow that community like for a week. So I want to have that first retreat. I want to have sold out at least twice in 5 years through the programs that I sell. So my Train with Tay programs, at home and in gym program PDFs are going to be dropping in the new year. So those are going to be available for purchase. And right now, I'm like just dropping them at like a super low price for those that jump on early, um, and just join this community from the get go. So that's my goal for that. And then also in 5 years, I'm going to be having merch that I want to be selling. And then to go off of that in 10 years, I want to have my own brick and mortar. Like I want to have like a Train with Tay studio. Maybe that's something that I
Yes.
do with my mom or dad. I think it'd be really cool family venture because we're all like so into fitness in a different way. So that would be super awesome to just have a place where I bring my girly pops or bring um, my one-on-one clients where we go and train with Tay. So I want in 5 years, I want Train with Tay. I want my name to be a brand that's known countrywide, countrywide. And I want to have, anywhere I go to train, I want to host these events in different states as well. Like maybe go on a Train with Tay tour, you know what I'm saying? And just like sell out in each state, okay, in 5 years. So I hope we saved this podcast because,
Oh, it's saved. Here, it's
okay,
saved.
because now it's out there. Now it's out there. So watch, it's going to happen.
Oh, it's saved.
Yeah.
It's streaming live, but it's saved still.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So Train with Tay, we're coming countrywide for you, baby. US, not just Cali. We're in New York. We're in Texas. We're all over.
Nationwide. Nationwide.
Nation.
Nationwide is on your side. I noticed you know what I saw what's awesome about to see is your parents, especially your mom, like to see her go at the girly pop events, especially from your stories. I'm just like, yo, like
Man.
the mom is the biggest supporter. Like, how does it feel to
What?
have? How does it feel to see like your mom just come to your events and like also like just participate in not just like say share, but she actually participated and share. Like, what? How does that feel? Like, what's the best? Would you say is one of the best feelings to see that?
It's so cool, Ash. It's so cool. And like she taught me so much about fitness too. Like I grew up in a household where again a lot of common knowledge like for fitness and for nutrition and stuff. It's not common to a lot of people, but because I grew up in such an environment where that's just like a natural part of her life, she taught me so much about that. So to be able to share that with her now is so cool. And for her to be my biggest supporter, she's helped me so much. Just planning everything out from afar and being here to help me like set I couldn't have done it without her. Like she's just it's really cool, and she's just such a big supporter. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to
Yeah.
moms. Shout out to the
Shout
mom.
out. Literally, it's so cool. So
It's Yeah, it's just I was like, yo, if that ain't support, I don't know what is, cause like just to see like
mhm.
just to see something like, like and you mentioned your family, like both your mom and your father, just your biggest supporters, and then seeing both of them and to like support you, that's huge. And
Huge.
a lot of people can't like, say that, but it's
Yeah.
just awesome to see that. Just awesome to see that. I'm sorry, there was like something happened. I was like, uh
No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
oh. So I always ask my guests this question, and Miss Taylor, what makes Tay? Bonafide, as in what makes you and your story start, like what makes you and your story stand out from others?
Um, yeah, I just think that the trials and tribulations that I've been through, I've put myself through, and the place that I have started at right now in my life, just very unique. And I don't care who you put me up against, I will outwork them. I don't care if it's whoever it is, but now I have such, I guess, a foundation of like what to do, how to do it, how to kind of balance my life, because I've put in so much work, like beating myself down mentally, physically, emotionally, that like I think my story of being an athlete, tearing my ACL, going through body dysmorphia, all of this stuff is really shaped me into who I am now, and I think it's very unique in the fitness industry. So to just be able to connect with women, especially on a different level, is special, and I really want to show the world that, and I want to show the world my energy. Um, I think my energy, I know my energy is unmatched, and I can go for hours and hours. Like I can just be energetic. So I'm the juice girl, I guess. I bring the
Hey,
juice.
the energized bunny, like going and going. That
Hmm.
energized.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
So one last question. How what would you say what would you advise to where people can actually get interested into the fitness world, and especially for you, like get can be able to support and get into the fitness world and actually
Hmm.
take interest in women in sports?
Yeah. I just say like, like follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on whatever it is that these women are doing, follow our journey. Um, Look back, from the start, like just see really what we are all about, not just the content, like the collaborations that people are putting out there, but like dive deeper, and it's really cool what women are doing, and just making a positive impact. So I would just say it takes one to just spread the word to others, and um, so just keep spreading the word, keep telling people, keep supporting. Positive affirmations mean a ton, so just words of wisdom, and just keep supporting. I mean, that's all you can do. That's all you can do, because we need support as women. We need some affirmation. We need to be told that we're doing a good job. um so all of that stuff, and we're going to keep continuing to gain confidence too. So yeah.
Yes, because we women are dope, y'all. Like we
Yo,
actually are dope. So hit us up.
hit us up, baby, hit us up.
All righty, Miss Tay. Tay, can you let the followers know what is coming up your way, like any events, and how they can follow and support you, girl?
Yes. So, you guys, I will be posting a recap of my most recent event from this last Saturday on my Instagram. Since you can follow me at Tay Hall _. Um, I post a lot of workout tips, tricks, fitness and nutrition tips are all on my Instagram. And then also, if you guys need some guidance in the fitness industry, want some one on one training or programs, you guys can go onto my website, tayhall.com, and I will reach out to you there, and we can figure out what program is best for you. And I just want to help make fitness fun. So please follow me, my journey, and also get your bodies and minds healthy. And we're doing this together. So look out also for my next event. It'll be happening in February, my GirlyPops Fitness event. So if you guys are out of state, want to come into Cali, we're in Beverly Hills, baby. So it's a fun little vacay. You can make a vacay out of it if you are from a different state. But we'll be having a big event, so more details will just be coming up in the weeks. But yeah, follow my Instagram, check out my website, and we're doing this together.
Will there
Slaying the
be
day.
merch? Will there be merch?
Oh, baby, there will be merch. There's actually merch on sale right now. I have to put it onto my website, but we have booty bands for sale. They're super cute. So yes, follow my Instagram and go on the website too. It's going to be dropping merch. Booty bands is the first thing. The second thing that will be coming up is a top and bottom sweatsuit.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, so just stay tuned. We're doing little things at a time, but the first thing is bootay bands. Okay, bootay bands on sale. I'm gonna post those. So yeah, they're cute. They're pink.
Hey, boutique bands. Hey, I'm here for it too. Hey.
Hey,
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Bonafide Her podcast, and shout out to Taylor Hall for coming on the show. Woo!
love you, Ash. Love you.
Love
Thank
you
you for
too.
having me. Thank you so much.
Of course, because girl, we got some talking to do, girl. So
Yes.
y'all tune in the next episode tomorrow at 2 p.m. and be sure to check out the replay of this episode right now after the show. So y'all be safe, stay blessed, y'all. Peace.